Happy Sunday, my spiritual warriors. I want to be able to take a few minutes to deliver a message to you. As you know, with this whole self-quarantine thing that we're experiencing and going through, and having to be home, these days I've been so much closer than I normally usually are anyway to my spiritual altar and refreshing my altars and connecting with spirit at a deeper level to try to download the guidance, the information, the clarity that we all need individually and collectively. And I want to be able to pick this up and deliver it to you as often as I can. Today's message that I want to deliver to you is entitled Uncomfortable Place or Uncomfortable Places. And as I was cleaning my altar today, and this title, this theme of this message came to me, I was like, uncomfortable place, uncomfortable places. And I ended up coming to the conclusion that we're all in uncomfortable places right now, whether it is because some of you have lost a job, whether it is because some of you are being challenged financially, whether it is because you have no idea how long this is going to take, how long will it take for it to come back, to its normal state, how we knew it to be before this whole coronavirus erupted. And the theme, the words, uncomfortable place kept repeating itself in my mind as I was cleansing my spiritual altar. So here I am delivering this message to you. What are you doing during this uncomfortable season, uncomfortable place that you find yourself in? What are you doing to connect with your inner self? What are you doing to handle things that have been ignored or abandoned? Because this is the real time. This is a time of test. And let me make this clear. I am in no way mitigating, dismissing, or not, being sensitive to the amount of number of losses, life that have been lost throughout this whole coronavirus experience. Thousands of people have died across the world. And, thousands of people continue to die. The numbers keep going up and up and up. And so I'm very sensitive to that. My prayers go out to all the families and all the individuals that have lost a loved one throughout this whole process. But I want to also be able to, illuminate our minds and our hearts in trying to understand what it is that we need to learn in this process, what it is that we need to bring to the table, bring to our life, bring to us. What are we supposed to understand throughout this whole coronavirus experience? A couple of days ago, I did a post in which I shared with you that we all, could have all the stories and all the conspiracy theories and all the different things that we believe that this came from here, or we believe that this came from there, and China should be wiped out of the map, and all these different things. And I respect people's views, opinions, and feelings during these very hard present times. But I want us to be able to take a couple of steps back and dig deeper into what this all could mean to us individually and collectively. So Spirit says, uncomfortable place. So in attempting to understand what Spirit means by uncomfortable place, it means that we are now forced to stay home. We are now forced to, we're now forced to not be able to go to places that we usually go to on a daily basis. Those of you that go to the gym, you can't go to the gym. Those of you that like going out on the weekends to the clubs, you can't go to the clubs. Those of you that like to dine out all the time and sit in the restaurant and get served, you can't do that. Those of you that, take a break from your kids and send them off to school, and that's your break time, from your kids, you can't do that. They're stuck at home with you. So what are you supposed to do during this time, during this uncomfortable place that this pandemic experience has placed us all in? And Spirit keeps repeating to me the fact that we need to connect to our inner self, to our inner soul, to our inner spirit. Now, regardless of what walk of life you follow, regardless of, what you pray to, or what, divinity, or what walk of life religiously you follow. This is a time to truly connect to your divine essence, to your divine spirituality. And in doing so, you get to really embrace the answers that you maybe have been looking for months, some of you for probably years. Because the day and the hustle and bustle of going to work, dropping kids off at school, being the wife, or being, an employee, or being a business owner, or handling, different other responsibilities, you haven't given yourself enough time to handle more important things that need your attention, because we don't make time. We don't have time. So Spirit, says to us, what are you going to do during this time? What are you going to do in your uncomfortable place? Because we have been forced to stay home so that we can start to really pay attention to things that we've been ignoring, paying attention to things that we've been pushing in the back to the back burner, being placing in the back burner. What is it that you're going to do from moving on forward, so that when we get past this traumatic experience that many of us are going through, we don't continue living the same unfulfilled life. We don't continue to live the same life that doesn't make us happy, doesn't make us feel that we're in control, doesn't allow us to feel, a sense of satisfaction with what we're doing and how we're living and what we're experiencing. And this is the thing. Spirituality, the aspect of spirituality, in whichever form you choose to practice it, is pushing you to connect with the divine. This experience is pushing you to connect to the divine so that you're able to have the answers that you've been looking for. Many of you have been praying for change before the virus. I want a better job. I want a relationship. I want to get married. I want children. I want a business. I want, a greater income. I want this. I want that. You've been asking and asking and asking. But that's your closest relationship to your spirituality. The requests, when you light a candle, when you meditate, when you pray, is only to request for things that you feel you need. But then yet, you don't take the time to truly connect to spirit in a more profound way. Isn't it funny that we can, go to the mall, go shopping, and we can spend an hour and 2 hours shopping, but we don't spend, 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour praying or meditating, connecting to the divine. Isn't it funny that women can go and do their hairs and spend 2 and 3 hours at the beauty salon, but then yet when your inner spirit requires you to meditate or pray, or whatever spiritual practice you do, when it becomes more than 10 minutes, it's too much for you. It's something that is too much. Well, I don't have the time right now, or maybe I'll do it in the weekend, or I'll do it later, or I don't want to do this. It's just too much for me. It's funny to me how spirit always, lets us know or gives us signs of to how we're doing things and it's not working, but we don't question that. We just keep it going and keep it going and keep it going. And it's even funnier to me how I always get asked, how long should I meditate for? How long should I pray for? How long should I sit by this candle that I just, want to set the intention for? And in my head, in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit, I always think, well, you should spend as much time with your candle. You should spend as much time meditating. You should spend as much time praying as you do on your social media, as much time as you spend chit-chatting, as much time as you spend gossiping, as much time as you spend going out to the mall and shopping, as much time as you do online shopping, as much time as you binge on Netflix, as much time as you do many other things that you don't care how much time it takes, but you actually have time to do that. That's the amount of time that you should be dedicating to spirit, to your divine energy, so that you can get the answers that you need. This is a time to feel uncomfortable. That's why I'm entitling this video, Uncomfortable Place. This is a time for you to feel uncomfortable so that you can handle situations that have needed your attention for such a long time. You need to have conversations with your children that you just haven't had time to have a conversation with them. You need to make time to converse with your significant other or with your family members that you live with that you haven't made that time. You need to make time to talk about serious things that you've been avoiding because your escape has been the office. Your escape has been going out. Your escape has been the beauty salon. Your escape has been, working yourself and working yourself and working yourself hours in and hours out, day in, day out. And this is the time to make that connection. This is the time that you are forced to stay in so that you can really address important issues in your life. So that when this craziness comes to an end, you don't continue to live in the same crazy lacking consistency, lacking dedication, lacking a new beginning, lacking the inability to see a new beginning because you're stuck. So I ask and I pray that you're able to take this time to really go within yourself, that you're able to take this time to put things that are out of place in place, so that you can take the time to find the gut, to find the tenacity, to find the strength to have conversations that you've been ignoring. Your kids need you to connect with them. Your significant other needs you to connect with them. You need to connect with yourself. You need to connect with yourself. And you haven't had time to connect with yourself. 5 minutes doesn't cut it. Because again, going back, we can spend an hour doing X number of things, but you only spend 5 minutes dedicated to spirit. You only, you take your little pretty pictures, in your meditative, pose. But a pose alone that only maybe takes a minute and a half to snap that picture so that you can spend an hour making it look better and photoshopping it. You spend more time doing that than you do dedicating yourself to spirit, dedicating yourself to your divine creator, to the divine essence that keeps you and I breathing. So this uncomfortable place that you're in right now is so that you can redirect yourself in the right route, in the right journey, in the right direction. And perhaps coming out of this craziness, we're able to find answers that we've been in search of. This is the time to go within. This is the time to make sense of your uncomfortable place that you find yourself in right now. Take that in. Go back and listen to this video. Ask yourself, what am I lacking in my life? What have I been ignoring, knowingly, unknowingly, conveniently, intentionally, or unintentionally? What is it that I've never had time for that now I have no choice but to address? Or are you going to take this uncomfortable place and keep wasting time? Or are you going to take this uncomfortable place and keep doing the same thing you've been doing before coronavirus? Don't complain after when you don't have the answers. Don't complain after when you don't get what you feel you deserve. I send out prayers to everyone that have been affected by this tragedy. I send out prayers to everyone, to all the doctors, to all the people that are in the front line, helping people, putting themselves at risks. I pray for everyone that's still, at jobs, being exposed to this virus. I pray for all individuals that have lost a loved one. And I pray for you. I pray that during this time of craziness, during this time of fear, that you and I will not allow ourselves to be governed by fear, but more so let ourselves find solutions within our uncomfortable place that we find ourselves in right now. Share this video, hit like if you like it, and leave a comment if this makes sense to you. I want to know what it is that you're doing during this time to learn more about yourself, to connect with your loved ones, to discover new places within, new things that are dormant inside of you. I want to know, what are you doing? I want you to share that with me. Let's have a conversation about it. Many blessings to each and every one of you, my spiritual warriors. Happy Sunday. Stay safe. Wash your hands. And let's continue to connect to the divine so that we can come out of this as safely as possible.